Hello, I'm Sarah Kilani and I am the Advanced Audit and Assurance Tutor at Phoenix, and this video is about the exam tips for September 2018. Now let me start with just explaining that for this sitting, this is the first time the new structure of the exam is being tested. So I'll just give a recap regarding the exam structure. The exam has two sections, Section A and Section B. All of the questions are mandatory in this exam. Question 1 is going to be a case study, a 50-mark question focused on the planning stage of the audit, which is going to include audit risks, procedures, other information, will definitely include ethics, may include business risk, and you can have other parts of the syllabus as well in it. So you have also your professional marks in your question number 1. These professional marks, 4 marks, you get 1 on your to, from, and subject, your heading. You get 1 mark in your introduction and conclusion. You get 1 mark on the structure of your answer, the use of headings, underlying, leaving spaces, good writing, and the final mark on your language and flow. So if it makes sense, if it's read out loud and it makes sense, then you'll probably get the mark. So now, the section B is 2 questions, both of them mandatory. 1 question the examiner said that will be on the completion and your reporting stage. So what are the matters to consider in some accounting issues and how would that impact the report or how the report looks, so you need to criticize the report. The 3rd question is going to be from any other part of the syllabus. So that can be other assurance services as expected, quality control, other professional issues. It can be like tendering, money laundering, tort, any other part of the syllabus can come. Now, what I'm saying is basically you cannot leave any part of the syllabus out. There are no options in this exam. Therefore, you need to understand and be able to explain all parts of the syllabus. Now, the most important thing or the most important tip that I would tell you is time management. So you need to manage your time effectively and efficiently. For example, you've got 50 questions, 50 marks for the first question, which if you think half the exam is 1.5 hours. But don't just say, I'm just going to spend 1.5 hours on question 1, because that's a very big question. So, for example, if you've got an audit risk question, that is 15 marks. So that you should not spend more than 25 to 30 minutes doing that question. So multiply it by 1.8 minutes. So each mark is 1.8 minutes. So do not overstep that because you have other easier questions that you can answer. Move on. Another very important tip is that you need to know your accounting standards. If you do not know the accounting standard, if you can't write it, if you can't explain it, if you can't apply it, you won't be able to identify the audit risks, you won't be able to identify matters to consider in an accounting situation. It is vital to know your accounting standards. There is no need to know the standard number, just the understanding, the knowledge of the standard is sufficient. Now, one more thing that I would like to say is that you need to practice a lot of questions. So it's not only about reading the answer and knowing the question, it's about practicing a lot and go through the syllabus, key areas, the learning outcomes, make sure that you understand all of those knowledge areas. Now the final tip that I would leave you with is during the exam, make sure that you have a structure in how you answer the question. Try not to be all over the place, which I know is very difficult given the time pressure and the length of the questions, but try to make an answer plan. So it's not going to take too much time, don't make a very elaborate one, but small plan that, okay, if I have 15 marks for an audit risk questions, that is going to require me to write 5 to 7 points. Don't go over that. So try not to write less than 5 to be able to pass that question. But have an answer plan so you don't drift away from the requirement. Read the requirement really well, understand what the examiner is trying to answer, Remember, answer the requirement and not what you know. So read the requirement really well, have an answer plan, manage your time, and you should be good to go. Good luck in your exam.